Hello, I'm Oliver Colling, and this is the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz. Welcome back to the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz. We are a 70s TV trivia test based upon the hugely popular, witty, and entertaining podcast My 70s TV Childhood. I'm allowed to say that. Yes, we are here to test your memories of 1970s TV-related trivia. Over 4 rounds of 5 questions each, we are going to find out who knows what about the 1970s. Thanks for all of you who've been in touch following our last quiz. A number of you felt that our first round was a bit of a challenge, although others were happy that they got some answers right by good guesswork. If you haven't listened, then why not? But for those who did, a quick reminder that the round asked for the highest rated TV shows in the first 5 years of the 1970s, so quite a tough question, really. Particular commiserations to Pat, who emailed me, not sure if you're a Patrick or Patricia, to say that, a bit like Eric Morecambe, they had managed to get all of the right answers, but not necessarily in the right order. I see what you've done there, Pat, and I like it. If you have any comments on our quiz, then do send an email to quiz@my70stvchildhood.com or leave a comment on our blog or on one of our many social media sites. Details can be found in today's show notes. All right, let's get on with the quiz. As mentioned, it's 20 questions. It's just for fun and a good one to play with your friends. Grab a pen and paper and a favourite beverage. It's a large glass of Malbec for me this time. Cheers. Lovely. And let's begin with round 1. And this is a round called Mayday, Mayday. And I'm going to give you the names of some TV shows which were first broadcast in the month of May during a year in the 1970s. All that you need to do is to tell me which year. Question 1. Sitcom Man About the House was first broadcast in which year? Question 2. Undertaker-based sitcom, always worried about that a bit, In Loving Memory, starring Thora Hird, began in May of which year? Question 3. Second Verdict was a 6-part BBC television series which combined the genres of police procedural and docudrama, with dramatised documentaries in which classical criminal cases and unsolved crimes from history were reappraised by fictional police officers. Which year did it begin? Question 4. That's Life with Esther Ranson and her gang started in which year? And finally, question 5. The Little and Large Show unfortunately made its debut on BBC One on the 1st of May of which year? How was that? Not altogether straightforward, but you do have a 1 in 10 chance with each question. So on to round 2. And this is our marathon or Fil Rouge round, so named in honour of the repeating round of It's a Knockout. I'm going to ask you 5 questions related to previous episodes of the podcast, and you get a point for each correct answer. Sounds reasonably straightforward? I hope it is. Question 1. In July 2024, we look back at Crackerjack. On what day of the week and at what time was the show normally broadcast? Question 2. Still in 2024, in January, we remember the Goodies. What was the name of the martial art featured in the show involving black puddings? Question 3. In March this year, we look back at Randall and Hopkirk deceased. What were Randall and Hopkirk's first names? Question 4. Way back in November 2020, we featured Follyfoot. What was the name of the young woman at the centre of the story? And question 5. In April 2021, we look back at the Quiz of the Week, which came from Norwich. The Sale of the Century. Who asked the questions in a particularly nice way? And that's 10 questions down with 10 to go. Next up, we have our now near-legendary Spin the Wheel and Name That Tune mashup round. Here's how it works. I will spin our specially constructed Wheel of Fate, to choose a year from the 1970s, which I will then feed into our state-of-the-art AI-powered theme tune generator, to choose 5 theme tunes from TV shows first shown on UK TV during that year. Give me the name of the show, I'll give you a point. That sounds like a good bargain to me. And what do points make? Okay, let's spin the wheel. And it's landed on 1976. Okay, let me input that into our AI-powered theme tune generator and see what we get. Okay, let's begin with theme tune 1.
Yes, my dear. Don't tell her no, just tell her yes, my dear. And you'll be cozy as 2 bugs in a rug. 2 birds on a tree. Just take it from me, son. The secret of true harmony is yes, my dear. Don't tell her no, just tell her yes. Oh, yes, my dear.
Not too challenging, that one. And theme tune 2. I can hear a few chins being stroked over that one. How about something a little easier with theme tune 3? And on to theme tune 4.
Yes, honestly, we're madder than hatters. When you're in love, nothing sensible matters. Yes, honestly, we're in such a muddle. How can I think when she needs a good cuddle?
And for theme tune 5, here's a very short theme. Don't blink or you might miss it. And there we are. And we're on to our final round already. And this is our TV Times round, where I can ask you anything 1970s TV trivia related. So if you're ready, let's begin. Question 1. In Mary, Mungo and Midge, what sort of animal was Midge? Question 2. The 1976 TV series Rogue Male was all about a plot to assassinate who? Question 3. What was the name of the manor in To the Manor Born? So what was the name of the manor itself, the manor house? Question 4. Perennial holiday favourite film The Great Escape was first broadcast in the UK on the 28th of December of which year? And question 5. In November 1978, ITV launched its own teletext service. What was it called? And that's it. Another 20 questions over and done with. But before we find out the answers, let's go back to last week's bonus question. I asked you who became the BBC's first female weather presenter in January 1974, and the answer was Barbara Richards, although it is scandalous it took to 1974 to get a female weather presenter. Well done if you got Barbara Richards and got that right. This week's bonus question is this. In our last episode, we mentioned the Partridge Family. What were the names of the original members of the Partridge Family? The characters rather than the actors. And they all had the surname Partridge, so that helps. But here's a clue. There were 6 of them. If you know the answer, then you can let me know by emailing quiz@my70stvchildhood.com. All right, so let's reveal this week's answers. Round 1, Mayday, Mayday. Question 1, Man About the House was first broadcast in May of which year? That's 1973, rather unbelievably. Question 2, The Undertaker sitcom in loving memory. What year was that broadcast? That was 1979. Question 3, Second Verdict was first broadcast in May of 1976. And That's Life with Esther Anson & Co. was first broadcast in the May of 1973. Again, that's a very long time ago. And The Little and Large Show, sorry if I've offended any of its fans, made its debut on the 1st of May, 1978. All right, on to our Marathon Fil Rouge round. Question 1. That show beginning with C. What day of the week and at what time was the show normally broadcast? It was, of course, Friday, 5 to 5. Question 2. What was the name of the northern martial art featured in the goodies which involved black puddings? And that was Eki Thump. Question 3. What were the first names of Randall and Hopkirk? Well, it was Jeff Randall and Marty Hopkirk. And question 4. What was the name of the young woman at the centre of the story in Follyfoot? And the character was called Dora Maddox. And that's played by Gillian Blake. Now, if you got Dora, you can have half a point. But if you got Dora Maddox, you get the full point. And who was the host of the Quiz of the Week from Norwich, the Sale of the Century? It was, of course, Nicholas Parsons. Right, on to round 3 on Name That Tune round. These shows all debuted in 1976. Now, the first one, hopefully you got this because the title was in the song. It was Yes, My Dear, featuring the unique talents of Arthur Mullard and a young Mike Reed. Theme tune 2. Now, this is a theme to the rather odd science fiction drama Star Maidens. Question 3. Hopefully many of you got this one. That's a theme tune to Open All Hours. Theme tune 4. Well, again, if you listen very carefully, you're probably getting the name of the programme, which is Yes, Honestly, which is a romantic comedy with Lisa Goddard and another guy, Declan somebody. I can't remember his name. Declan something. Anyway, sorry, Declan. And the very short one for theme tune 5 was the theme tune to One Man and His Dog, which first appeared on our screens in 1976. Okay, on to our TV Times round. Mary Mungo Midge, what sort of animal was Midge? He was a mouse. Question 2. The TV series Rogue Mail was all about a plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler. Question 3. What was the name of the manor into the manor born? And that was Grantley Manor. And question 4. Perennial holiday favourite film The Great Escape was first broadcast in the UK on the 28th of December 1971. And question 5. What was the name of ITV's teletext service? It was Oracle. So, how did you do? Have you hit the golden shot? Or has Bernie the Bolt missed altogether? Whichever, I do hope you've enjoyed playing our quiz. And if you have done, then we'd really appreciate it if you could tell your friends. Now, we will be back next week with our regular podcast and in a fortnight with our next quiz. Until then, take care, be really nice to everyone you meet this week, and join us again soon for more from My 70s TV Childhood and the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz.